Hello, how are you? It's been a while since we just talked one-on-one, so we're gonna do that right the F now. Sorry if you can occasionally hear the air conditioning in my apartment. It's like 90-something degrees outside, so you're gonna have to live with it. I almost threw up in my mouth. Welcome back to Justin Bellman's channel. It's me. It's who I am. Really what I want to talk about is creating yourself into a corner, and I want to explain what that means. So recently I've been watching a lot of Shane Dawson's videos. I used to watch Shane way back in like 2009, and then like progressively as time went on, as my tastes changed but Shane's stuff kind of stayed the same, I diverged from his content. But then a couple years ago, he started doing like the slice of life videos and just, being very real, being honest and upfront, and, not so much about like the brand of Shane Dawson TV, but about Shane. And like actually the change that happened was that he went from Shane Dawson TV to Shane. That being said, something that Shane does often is bring YouTubers onto his channel, and it kind of helps them explore who they are and their content and where their content's at versus where their content could be. I've said content so many times. Where's my 100,000 subscribers play button? I'm playing your game, YouTube. I'm using your language. Give me my earnings. Something that resonated with me was when Shane was doing the 3-part video series with Graveyard Girl. And they talk a lot in that video about how Bunny, Graveyard Girl, felt like she had like created herself into a corner. Like she wasn't doing what she wanted to as much, but was more so putting on who she thought that other people would like. Now that's like a horrible oversimplification of the entire series. If you want to watch the whole thing, go to Shane's channel, but that's kind of the gist of it. And that kind of got me thinking about what I've been doing on YouTube recently. And I really realized that I wanted to make a video about this when I was listening to the H3 podcast, the one that happened yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that. The one with Bo Burnham, where Bo talks about how YouTube used to be the Wild West. It was like you could have a lot more people just filming themselves, doing whatever you want, and then it would get like featured on the front page of YouTube, and like that was a big deal. And when things went viral, there was a whole discussion on the podcast about how if viral is even a term that can be used anymore, because it's been so co-opted by these big corporate brands and late night talk shows and all that stuff, that when something goes viral, it doesn't mean the same thing that it used to mean. There's not as many stories of like a grassroots YouTuber coming up out of the muck and like becoming big and famous like Bo or Shane. And naturally, as the state of YouTube has changed, the state of how viral works and the state of how everything works on YouTube has changed as well. And while I used to do my fair share of trying my best to stay relevant, I never did such a good job. But apart from that, it's not even about the fact that I feel like I'm not being relevant. I feel like more so what I'm failing at now is trying to get out of the corner that I made for myself. I for a while put myself in a box, and this box has changed over the years. On past channels it was animator or vlogger, or I do music but I only do music about Doctor Who, or I like just recently I was like, oh, I'm an artist, and it's like I don't have to be one of those things. So I made a video that has since been taken down recently, which was, I believe, called, it was like art, comics, music, vlogs. And I was like, those are the things that I'm going to do on this channel. If you like that, go for it. Like, I hope you enjoy yourself, whatever. The problem with that is that that's not me getting rid of the boxes that I put myself in. It's just giving myself more boxes to play in. And, I need an open range. I don't need a fort. And what I mean by that is just like, the solution is to not give yourself more things to do. It's to like burn all the boxes and just do whatever the fuck you want to do. And I think I want my channel to be this sentence has always turned out well for me. If you've been here for a while, my content is extremely inconsistent. But I think what I want my channel to be is whatever I want it to be, as long as I'm happy with what I'm making. And I feel like that's what everyone's channel should be. And I know it's tough because we get stuck in these boxes, whether it's boxes that we place on ourselves to try and help ourselves grow, either internally or as content creators, cringe. And I'm talking mainly to people who make YouTube videos, so if that wasn't clear. But something that Bo talks about is the other kind of box that we put on ourselves and that other people put on us. And it's kind of the archaic Hollywood idea that we have to fit into these specific molds and we have to be some kind of prolific source of entertainment for people instead of just doing what we want. You know, something that I've always strived to do my best to believe in is that, you know, you make stuff that you're happy with, make stuff that you would want to watch, and there will be an audience for that. Now, I know there's a lot of like argument over clickbait, and you know, a lot of people, their livelihood is YouTube and they don't want to get demonetized for changing what they do. So a lot of what ended up happening, like post partnership program, was that people were afraid to do what they truly wanted to do out of fear that the stuff that made them successful was the only thing that people were going to watch. And personally, I don't believe that. And I think if there's any proof of that, it's Shane. Because I feel like as Shane's content has matured over the years, like, so has his audience. But it's also just a lot more personal content, which can really be for anyone. So there's something to be said about the fact that, like, you know, you can do something. I'm gonna use the example of Shane. You can make like crazy, out there, ridiculous, hilarious skits and sketches and short films and whatever, all you want. And there will be an audience for that. But if you open yourself up enough and you become this person who puts out content that they're happy with because it's who they are and really starts to encapsulate the person that you're watching, like when you go beyond a brand and you can see that there is a person that's making this stuff, I feel like that's just such a stronger connection. And I feel like the way to stop yourself from creating content and putting yourself in this box of the content that you create, it's to just be yourself. That sounds like such garbage advice, but genuinely I mean that. I feel like if you can break down the wall between like creator and audience, as someone who feels like both, and I feel like a lot of people on YouTube feel like both, if we can get rid of that disconnect and we can start to just be honest about who we are instead of feeling like we have to put up a front when we're making these YouTube videos, especially because it is such a silly thing. Like what I'm doing right now is such a silly thing. I've got like a light and a microphone and like I've got programs running to monitor sound, and it's like all of this is so silly. Like who does this with their time? But the answer is that there's a lot of people that do this, especially now because it's a new medium. It still is. Like as much as it feels like it's not anymore, it's still so new. So I feel like we should take advantage of the fact that we have this much more direct relationship. I feel like somewhere along the way, YouTube forgot what it was. And I know that's not like a taboo topic to talk about, that the community isn't in YouTube anymore, but I feel like we need to get back to what YouTube was originally about. And it's about broadcasting yourself. Broadcast you. Don't broadcast what you think other people want to see. Alright, so I would like to start doing little vlogs and stuff again. I missed it, not gonna lie. It's nice to have someone to talk to. I mean, I do have some friends, and they're all... well, but I really enjoyed making this, and I want to make more stuff. And I feel like I've been slacking on making stuff, so I want to make more stuff. So if you'd like to join me on my journey of making stuff, feel free to stick around. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you have not done so already. Make sure to hit that little bell notification so you get notified whenever I make new videos. Sorry, I'm yelling. I don't mean it. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, and I stole that from Shane. That's